Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, guys, welcome to the second most must-see show on Cardiff City World, nay, Ace Podcast Nation. This is your 1927 club. Do not adjust your sets. I am not Matthew Angel after he's had hair transplant and fillers in his face and a beard transplant as well. It is me, Rob Boyle, joined by the co-host of the 1927 club, Mr. Rhys David Evans. How the devil are you, my friend?
I was going to say, looks like Angel's got a turkey for all day, have you?
Yeah, 100%. And he's pouring about 20 stone as well, by the looks of it. So, no, yeah, fair play to Angel. We'll talk a little bit about that in a bit, obviously, where he is at the moment. But yeah, looking forward to it. Great one last week when I done this show with yourself. So, hoping for another big bad boy show this evening, my friend. Yeah. So we'll jump straight into it. We'll come to the chat in a bit. I'm expecting quite a lively chat this evening, a bit more positive than last Saturday, I'm hoping. But yeah, great win, mate. Really good win. What was your thoughts initially of the game?
Well, frustrating because when you're 2-0 up, you should not be conceding 3 goals. You should be putting that game to bed. And again, it's an issue we've had for a while. We look ropey when we concede. We look like there's no one there to take charge and just get us back in shape. So disappointed to concede 3. Good to see we didn't stop though and didn't just give up and roll over. We kept going and got the equaliser and dragged it to penalties. That was, again, a few months ago we were gone, you know what, we've lost this one. Let's just focus on the next game. But to be fair, they stuck in there. Bit surprised with the lineups, mind. I thought, glad to see like Louis Giles get a start. I thought that was brilliant. Surprised to see Rinomota there because I thought NG might get a start because he's not played much. But NG wasn't even on the bench, I don't think, today. So I don't know if it's injury or sickness or I don't know what's up with that one. I thought Rambo would have had... I thought Ramsey would come on as a sub rather than start the game. I thought first game back, especially when you're injury prone as he is, every tackle is going to be, am I going to redo my injury? Am I going to redo without? So I thought starting him was a bit surprising. Our man's work. But he needs the minutes though, so I can see that one. But I was impressed with some of the players, mind. I thought Salek looked really good, lively. Running into space, chasing down balls. He was doing the stuff that Kanga wouldn't do. His movement off the ball was good. And I thought the way we played is really good, to be fair. With the ball, we kept putting the ball into space and then runners onto the ball. So rather than playing ball to feet, it was ball into space, getting behind, getting the space. I thought it really worked well, it did. And to be fair, I like Ramsey further forward where Ruben is, but I thought they did a good game today, to be fair to him.
100%. Yeah, I mean, we'll start off with talk about the lineup. I agree there was a couple of surprises, a couple of pleasant surprises, I'd say. Like Giles, I think a talent sign he was going to be in a squad that obviously he wasn't picked for the 21s last night. So I think we all kind of guessed that he'd have some minutes, and obviously he went off at half time. I thought Fish did okay. I thought he done all right. He's obviously, I think there's a bit of ring rust there, which is understandable because, again, he's not getting minutes. And when he's not playing for the first, he's not even playing for the 21s either. So, unless they're playing some behind the closed doors games, then he's not obviously getting physical minutes, is he? So, an interesting one. Rinomota, do you know what? I think we've all said, all of us at some stage on the pods, the various pods that we do, that he's, and you want to put people in attendance that we've said that he's been surprisingly potentially one of the players of the season this year. I do think so. I'd like to get your advice on everybody else's on this one. So I think he struggled today. Personally, he came up against a very, very game Lewis Kumas, and it's not a disrespect to Renamoto, but Kumas, I think, when he'd be emptying his pockets this evening, he'd be taking Reno out of his pockets as well. Personally, I think. So, I mean, would you put that down as the right wing not covering him and helping him out as much? Because El Ghazi, I know we all know he's a bit hit and miss, etc. Or is Kumas just that good, and he's just shown that he's too good for this level?
First of all, I thought Lewis Kumas was just outstanding regardless. He's what a player he is.
100%.
If he's got a pinch of what his dad had about him, do you mean he's going to be magical, and he looks like he has. I thought the first goal, I think, was for them. I think it was El Ghazi who was further back, deeper, and he just loses the runner. And then they just go and score for me. I think Reno Morta wasn't out of position, but he wasn't covering him. So I don't blame Reno for that one. But then what I will say is Reno Morta played the 90, then the extra 30 minutes, and I thought he was solid for the extra 30 minutes as well. He looked like fresh legs had been on prawn. Like he didn't look like he was running on empty, I think. So again, there's got to be players out there who do have a bit of magic that can turn Reno. He's a midfielder after all, a right back. But again, I think he had another solid performance. I mean, again, Kumas is special, so I wouldn't really blame him for that. But I'm just surprised he started him, especially now he's become one of our main players now. He's one of our important players. And we got Pompey on Tuesday, so we had a long travel in and another game. And then Saturday, Bristol City. I just thought they'd rest him up or something. Maybe NG, but I don't know if NG's got an illness or an injury.
Yeah, it's a weird one, that, mate, for him not to be in the squad at all.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. I just thought, this is the kind of game that he should have played in, but
yeah.
I mean, I think if Capaccio didn't get injured, he would have started today. I think Conte played for Woking in the FA Cup qualifying round, so therefore he's not eligible to play for us. He wasn't.
Where'd you learn that to, mate? On a flower hour on Tuesday, but there we go. It's fine, carry on.
But to be fair, again, you look at the lineup trainer, right? You've got Joel Baker, the left back, playing centre half, and I thought he was outstanding again as well. Yeah. I think before his loan spell abroad, I thought he was on the way out. I wasn't impressed with him, but since he's come back, he looks like a much more accomplished player. And I just think, I'll not be fair. How old is he? He's got to be 23 at most. For me, he looks better than Darland for me right now. As a centre half. I think he's more justice to the English League than Darland is. I say he looks a bit better than him.
Speaking of Darland, then, what's your thoughts on that penalty? Now, I think there's a few people to blame here. One, I blame the ref because I don't think that's a penalty personally. Maybe I'm being biased, but I don't think that's a penalty. Two, I blame Darland for not having the awareness around him and taking too long to clear it. But three, why is nobody giving him a shout? Surely to God, someone's got to be giving him a shout that someone is literally right next to him. You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, again, first of all, you look at that back line and say, right, I mean, if Renamoto is shouting, I don't think Darland's going to hear it from where he's standing, to be honest. You've got Fish and Bacon are both youngsters. I don't think they're vocal, commanding centre halves. It's not to say they're not good centre halves, it's not vocal. Horvath is a very quiet keeper. We were at the Swansea away game at the start of the season. Horvath was trying to tell Chambers and Gutash something, and they all ignored him. He was telling players to go wide, they were ignoring him. I just don't think he's commanding enough. I don't think so. Yeah. But Darland, I mean, he does this all the time. He does linger on the ball a bit too often, and he's far too weak, I find. He gets bullied about too easy. Personally, I thought it was a penalty. I thought the lad nicked the ball off him, and Darland just kicks him straight through. And it's one of those where if it happened to us in the other end and we didn't get a penalty, I'd be absolutely raging. If we didn't get a penalty for that, I'd be raging. So it's one of those. I just think we need to be a bit more, conscious of what's around us. You've just conceded 2 goals. They're on the attack now. don't worry about playing the right pass. Just get the ball out of the box and get rid of it. Let's just regroup, reorganise, and we'll go again. But I just think decision-making for Darlan's let him down a bit again. But again, it's one of those where I can see why he's given, if I'm honest to. I'd be raging if it wasn't given for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with you, mate. I think we all would. I just think it's a bit soft, personally. And to go back to your point about the voices and things like that for the players, all right, I get it. It's one thing being quiet about not saying to push forward or something like that, but Jesus Christ, even our kids, our boys, me and Angels under 10s level, I would expect my boy won't say boo to a ghost. I'd expect him to call someone up if somebody is closing in on one of his defenders. I'd expect to call it on it. So I'm not having that personally. I think I'm all for that they, the young lads and they quiet and things like that. But you've got to be telling somebody there's a player man on or something, or worse to that effect. I just think that's crap from them.
To be fair, one of them might just shut the man on and he just ignored it.
That's true. That's a very good point, mate. I'm digging him out, and it could well have been the case. And whether he just didn't listen or just didn't understand now or whatever it may be, we don't know, I suppose. But I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that they weren't too quiet in themselves to not actually call it personally. You mentioned at the start about Ramsey starting. I agree, Marty, mate. Hovarth's got to take responsibility there, 100%. He's got to be the main leader in all that. Defender's got to help us, but his partner's got to help as well. But 100% agree it's on Hovarth as well. What was I going to say? Yeah, Ramsey. I half expect him to just make a cameo appearance. I think personally that the way he was going, 2-0 up, going 2-0 half-time, I think you'd been taken off, mate, at half-time. Yeah. Do you think that would have been the case for him?
Well, again, I thought he would have been coming on 70 minutes into the game, if I'm honest, 20 minutes, because he's been out for a long time. And again, being put straight in the deep end is not an easy thing to do. Like, when you're nothing against Manzurk, he looks like a technical player, looks a lot really good, to be fair. But you want a lot of legs around you. And I don't think El Ghazi offers enough protection on that side for him. I don't think you're going to see Caldwell. Caldwell's not that kind of player. He does a good job coming back now, to be fair to him, but he's not that kind of player. So I think with Ramsey, to get the best of him, you want him in the number 10 free role, but he's not having to run up and down the pitch non-stop for 60 minutes. So I don't think we'll see him Tuesday night. I think they'll be him out for 3 or 4 days now, just recovery, because he's going to have muscle soreness, tightness, the lot. But it's good to see him back. It's just good to have that option now, because Ramsey won't be a starter for us now. That's gone now. But 60, 70 minutes into a game now, you're 1-0 up or something. You want someone on the ball who's calm with the ball at their feet, who can see a pass, bring him on 70 minutes, let him dictate play and stuff. It'll be a brilliant impact sub, that'll be. So it's good to see him back. I'm just surprised he started.
Yeah. Well, that's it, mate. And it's really, I'm trying. I know I get distracted looking at the comments. I will jump to the comments in a sec because there's quite a few bangers in there already. I just hope he haven't done too much for himself today. And, like you said, he's definitely not going to be there Tuesday. I don't think he'll play much on Saturday. But then, having said that, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and starts against Bristol on Saturday.
See, I
agree with you, by the way. I do think he should be used as an impact player off the bench now. 100% agree with you.
I don't see him starting Saturday because I think that 6 and 8 position now is going to be Mansverk and Chambers, them two together. And that 10 role for me, Robertson has just cemented that for me. I think I watch Robertson and I just think I love Ruben, don't get me wrong, but I think Robertson is just a different kind of player. And you see him dragging opposition defenders out of position. He just creates so much space, Robertson does. Ruben is great, don't get me wrong. He'll have one good game, then he'll go quiet for 5 or 6 games. Where Robertson, I think, is consistently a 6 or 7 out of 10 every week. And Ruben can have like an 8 or a 9 and then go from a 5, 5, 5. So I think Rambo will be an impact sub. I mean, I look at the side now, mind. I think we are blessed, I think, to be honest, with a lot of the quality. I mean, Alves looks brilliant. I mean, I thought Alves had a quality game today. I think he looks quick with the ball. He's good with his feet. Positionally, I think he's great. So I think you see Willock on the bench, or Algar's on the bench now with Tana starting back there. And Ruben could have come on as a wider player, I think. Plays inside forward, maybe. But for me, I think Robertson's got that number 10 spot, I think. And then you'll have, like I said, Manswerk as the 6 and 8 with Chambers.
Do you not think, all right, he played 90 minutes today, plus, 120 plus obviously pounds as well. Do you not think that he won't play Tuesday? He won't start Tuesday, but do you not think that his performance is warranted to start against Bristol City next weekend?
Ruben.
Yeah.
No, again, he had one good game. I don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But when I watch, like I said, when I watch Robertson, I just think he's a different kind of number 10. Like, he's not got the flair, but what he has got is he reads the game so well. So he'll pick up pockets of space in between the defence and the midfield. He'll drag players out of position, which creates space for others. Yeah. Whereas Ruben, he gets the ball at his feet and he looks to create something. I think they're two different kind of 10s. For me, Robertson is the 10 for me. And I think he gets a 7 or 10 every week, I think, for me. Ruben, like I said, Ruben will have a 9 out of 10 one week. Then be a 5 out of 10 for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Ruben's lacks consistency, and that's the problem. I think he's a bit too easy to defend against normally when you watch him. I think you put a defender on him and he just keeps him quiet. So, again, he might come on Tuesday night. He might come as impact sub and score a goal, set up a goal. At that point, then you are saying, look, maybe he does get a start. But for me, Robertson, I think is just... I think he's much better 10, I think he is, for me.
Even though... I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just playing devil's advocate at the moment. But and Martin brings up a good point here. Even though Robertson has been bang ordering the last couple of games,
a lot of them were bang averages, Leeds, let's be honest. And Derby, I think a few of them were bang averages there, Derby as well. But I think we'll see Tuesday night now. He'll have a point to prove as well, mind Robertson. Well, this is his former club, Pompey. He played 10 for them. He might go out now and get 2 assists and a goal on Tuesday night. I mean, it's not up to us who plays. It's up to them to prove it on a Saturday, really, on a Tuesday. So...
I think, like I said, I can't remember if it was the show just gone or whatever it was. I think Robertson's still getting over his illness, personally, I think. These players are only human at the end of the day, and we all know how much an illness can have an impact on you and how much it can drain you. So I do think a large part of his dip in form, if you want to call it that could be apparent to that, to be honest with you. But yeah, and then him goes then, hard to drop him after he scored 2 goals. And obviously the winning penalty. But it's a nice problem to have, though, I think. It is a nice problem to have. Whereas, we sat here last week, mate, and we're like, change the whole team, basically, because...
Yeah. Well, again, we got to remember, though, right? It's Ruben's first start now for a while, I think it is.
Yeah.
He's played 120 minutes now as well. That's got, and he got to travel back to Cardiff, then travel to Pompey. That's got to, again, as much as you can say it's going to be hard to drop him, but you can't risk. Again, that's asking for an injury, Alice, for me. If you play 120 minutes, travel back to Cardiff, travel to Pompey, play 90 minutes or 60 minutes there, I think that's asking for injury. I think that's why I'd say we've seen, not the second team, but we've seen the players who are not going to be, I wouldn't have thought they were going to be regular starters in the league, apart from 1 or 2 that was trying to get some game time.
What did you make of Salic today?
Like I said earlier, I think he looks good. It looks like... The good thing is now, I think he's a target man, he is, I think. But it's a good option to have when Robertson isn't working. You can bring a 9 off and put a 10 on, an old school 10. I think, like I said, he chases balls, lost causes. He puts defenders under pressure. He gives them something to think about. Because if he's going to chase them 60, 70 minutes in the game, a tight defender, is he going to make a mistake? Are they going to pass him for a corner, for a throw-in? You want that work rate, which is good. I think he puts himself in the right positions as well. He should have scored a header today, I thought.
Yeah.
I think that will come, though. I think it's just, again, that will come. I just think it's just good to see a striker we got now working hard again. I mean, I was surprised earlier. I didn't realise this, but I looked up the Championship top goal scorers. Sands is top with 15 goals, I think either fourth or fifth is Callum Robertson with 11. So, again, we've got goals in our side. And again, if Robertson isn't working, it's good to bring something like Salic on. And again, with the good thing of Robertson is I think he plays sort of a false nine for us, he does, because he drops so deep to pick the ball up into
100%.
From midfield.
He went back to the defensive midfielder role at times today, Salic.
Well, this Robertson, Callum,
about Robertson. Sorry, Salic I was talking about Salic dropping back as well today, in fairness.
That's the thing. So Callum Robertson is like a false nine for us, I think, because he drops into a 10 to pick a ball up and brings others into play. So at some points, you can even put Salic and Callum Robertson on together and see if that works. I mean, imagine a front line of Robertson, Ruben, Robertson, and Salic all in the front line. I mean, that's got to be terrifying to defenders. But for me, I thought I love Ruben's great, but I think the standout for me today was Alves. There was a lot of question marks about him. You know, he's played one game for Leicester, that's it. He had a bad injury. Is he going to be able to come to Cardiff and do a job? On loan, it's tough. And I thought he looked quality. I thought there's something about him. I think if we can get him match fit now, I think he'll be starting ahead of either El Ghazi or Willock. I think he will be one of the first teams on the sheet if he can keep going.
Yeah, I think so, mate. Chelsea losing 2-1 now, mate. I wholeheartedly agree. And I think he'll be Willock's position personally. If I had to pick up the two at the moment, I think Willock looks less likely to hold down his place, I think. But yeah, remains to be seen. But I think he can play off both wings though, mate, can't he?
Yeah, well, I think he did say, I think at one point, they looked like they brought fresh legs on one wing, so he put him on the opposite wing to attack. But again, you're looking at that now. I don't know what Tanner's injury is like, because I've seen his foot is in a plaster. So I'm hoping Tanner's just, back for Saturday sort of thing. But if that's the case, Tanner on the left, Alves on the right for me, I think. I think it's good to see some pace. It's something we missed for a while. I think he looks direct. He looks like he can run in behind the defender. He can drop a bit deeper, pick the ball up. His link-up play looks good. He makes, again, runs. And I think as a full-back, it's kind of like a bit of a downer situation as a full-back, because you're unsure if you should follow the runner or show him on the outside, because he can't go on the outside and get the ball in, or do you show him on the inside where he can get a ball in? Because he can do both. Yeah. As a defender, that's got to be a nightmare, because you're going to have to drag a midfielder back or the centre-half across, and you're going to create space elsewhere then you are. So I think Alves looks like someone's going to be really good for us, I think, for the last few months.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, in fairness. So just going to jump into the comments quickly a sec, and then before I got rudely interrupted. Rhys says, huge result today. Graham popping out an Ayatollah for us. Mr. Angel, part-timer these days. Thanks for all the covering, still travelling back now. Safe, jokes aside, safe travels back. I know it's been a long old day. Joshy boy's doing all right as well, because I know he's struggled a bit early on. But fair play to you all. There's another gentleman in the chat we'll get to in a second who's gone up today as well. So, fair play to him. And I know it was an extra long stay they had in Stoke, which nobody wants to stay longer than they need to in Stoke. But no, safe travels back. Martin says, great win. Welcome, Martin, my friend. And Connor just gone to Newport for a away day. Love the FA Cup. Wow. Glad you had safe travels back, mate, and a cracking day out for you. James goes, how much times but a good result in the end? Let's go. 100%. John Davis says there's, I'm guessing that's to do with the intro.
The comment, is it?
What's that?
That's the Turkey comment, is it?
Yeah, probably, bad. Roller coaster of a day. Great, unofficial hat trick. It is for Ruben. Penalty don't count as official hat trick, but yeah, even Jada May. Graham says, never a pen. I'd say free kick the City. Nice to see Rambo getting his own back while Stoke fans up at the end. I didn't see that. Did you see it?
I seen Chambers trying to rail a fan. I seen someone was a Stoke fan was calling Chambers for a name, so he's going to the Cardiff fans to get him going all the time at the end. I seen that. I didn't see Rambo, but again, that's another thing for Rambo. I mean, that's mentally that's got to play on his mind as well. That like all the injuries he's had is because of Stoke, and to go back to the start and captain.
That's true.
Every tackle is probably going through his head again. Mentally, that's going to be a really hard thing for Rambo to say. And to be fair, he came through that well. So even better, like, well done to him. Like,
100%. And do you know what? That would be a nice, maybe not a nice question, but I'd be curious to know, and maybe one for the next guest we have, someone who's had a bad injury, how much it plays on your mind when you go into that next tackle, etc. How much impact it does physically have and mentally have on you, in fairness.
I think we've seen that, though, with Jamro Collins. I mean, when he first joined us, he looked quality left back. He had that awful injury, and all of a sudden, I think the first 2 games back after this season out, every time he was on attack, you seemed sort of pulling out a bit you could. 50-50s, he wouldn't go quite all the way through. He looked quite nervous on the ball, I thought, when he came back. So I think it does play on their minds, I think, quite a lot, I think.
Let's have a look. Martin says, Ruben adds qualities that perhaps only Ramsey can match. Rhys agrees. Baker wasn't real. Yeah, I thought he was good. He was very good. He's one of those again, mate. I think maybe less so now, but he's a bit of an unsung hero, if you like. He does the dirty work and he does what's asked of him, whatever position he's told to go into. I know he's not in as a variety of positions as some players, but he ain't a left centre back, really, is he? So, and he's done. I think he's done a fab job whenever he's asked. He never lets us down, I don't think, mate.
Well, he came on.
Davis says,
go on, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, what?
Baker came on against Swansea, didn't he? After Dowd went off after like 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
And as a youngster, that's the kind of game you come on to. Your nerves are going to be going and everything. And the first he did, he went straight through Ronald, smashed him off the pitch. Again, after that, then Baker looked like he'd been playing all his life for left back. He has been playing all his life for left back. But he didn't look like out of place at all. So for me, he's got to be pushing that left back spot now. I love O'Dowda, but I think O'Dowda should be playing on the wing. But Bagan, I'd be comfortable if Bagan's played left back now. I know last season we had Josh Wilson as brand, the boy played for Stoke on loan. Yeah. And looking back now, I'm thinking he's at Man City. Baker made him look like an amateur, I thought, back looking at the way he performs now. So I'd be more than comfortable with him at left back.
100%. 100%, mate. And here's an interesting one there because, Jonathan Davis was a good point. Darland potentially has got an ACL injury. If that's the case, what would you do then in that scenario? Do you go, well, you'd expect to see Fish going in instead potentially, or we could potentially see Bagan. The last thing I personally want to see, I don't want to see Chambers drop back there.
No, I don't.
I think Chambers is only one position for him now, personally. And the fact that Bagan could do a good job at centre-half, I don't think that Chambers should step back as a centre-half again for Cardiff anyway, personally.
I think the club are trying to offload likes of Gutas and CEO and stuff, the high earners. And it's going to break my heart with Gutas because I think he's become a solid rock solid centre-half. I think we'll see Fish play there now if he is out injured because it'll be a Fish-Darland partnership next season. So I think this is the opportunity Rhys has been looking for to give Fish game time. Because I don't think you can't really spend £3.5 million or whatever it was on Darland and not play him. And I think Gutas is such a commanding presence there, you can't drop him anyway. So I think this is the perfect chance of him to get Fish game time, get him championship ready for next year, I think. So I think we will see Fish there. And again, you'll probably see Bagan come on as a sub or something, but I'm not against him start left back and put Dowd on the wing. If Tanner is out, put Dowd on one wing and put Alves on the wing.
Yeah. That's not bad. A couple of wingers there, is it?
Exactly.
I know Dowd, of course, havoc on that left-hand side when he come on. I know he was going forward from a deeper position, but he's a good player on his day, Dowd. He's a good leader, I think. Connor says, Ghazi and Willock left on the fullbacks massively today. I just think they're not too defensive. Both of those players are not massively defensively inclined, and it's all right to have one of them, one winger, not willing to put the yardage in to drop back as much as what they should, but to have two, it makes it difficult then, I think. So, yeah, I think it didn't help matters, I don't think, personally.
I think it shows, though, I think it does show how hard Callum Grant worked last year on the left-hand side. Because his defensive coverage last year of Callum Grant was fantastic, and he was up and down that wing covering. And I think El Ghazi's been a major letdown for me, I think. Not let us down, nothing, but I think the expectations we all had for a player of his calibre and quality, I don't think we've seen anywhere near what the level he was at. I think that's been a big disappointment. And Willock, I don't know what his best position is. I could not tell you what his best position is. He has good cameos on the wing, but I don't think he's a natural winger. I think he's got the pace to be a natural winger. I don't think he's a 10. I don't think he's a striker. I just don't know what his best position is for us. I'm struggling to see where he fits him in it. I mean, again, he's playing some good football now and again, but I just don't know what his best position is to get the best out of him.
No. And what position was he at QPR? Was he 10 at QPR?
He rotated between 10 and the wing, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He rotated a bit. And again, at QPR, they said that he struggled towards the end of the last 6 months. They couldn't wait for him to go. But I think he's got a player there. I just don't know where he fits into the side. I don't think that's his fault. I think that's a more case of recruitment's not really signing for. I mean, I just don't see where he fits in a minute.
Yeah, it's difficult to see because there's a lot of players who are very similar to each other there, isn't it? I think, and in a negative way, they're quite similar. That we don't know. It's the old adage of what Andy Campbell used to love saying on the shows. Was it circles in from round holes in squares or whatever the hell he used to say? Square pegs in round holes or whatever it was. And it's just something don't fit properly with some of these players.
You look at that though. We've got a midfielder playing right back in Rinomota. One of our best defensive midfielders now is a centre half in Chambers. Do you mean so we got players out of position all over the place we have, and to be fair, they're all doing a job. I think Willock is probably more an inside forward, but we sort of play without the wingers sort of thing we look at to try to play. So it's a different role. I just don't think you get the best out of it. I think if we had Alves in or down to that, I think you see a different kind of play you will.
Yeah. So just looking through some of the comments again. Draw at home for change would be nice. Hang out and bring in a good crowd. Now, we weren't challenged. Don't play United. Someone said, at least we can't play Leeds in the next round because they're out. I've lost that comment. But, yeah, thank God for that. This is an interesting one. I'm glad I managed to find it. What's he got? From Martin. Disappointing that Simic in a few minutes, but with penalties, I can understand why. Yeah, I thought we might see some involvement from Simic today. And again, goes back to what I was saying earlier on. I think 2-0 going to half time and maybe see the go through in 20-30 minutes of the second half. I think we might see him, but the way the game obviously panned out, I think the whole structure of the subs went out the window. What he would have had in place for Cardiff leading by that amount, I think it just went Pete Tong then, with obviously what happened after that, personally.
I think they would have probably had an idea, a thought of bringing on Simic for Salic. I just think the whole Darlan coming on and go straight off as injured player, I think that kind of took up another sub spot they were saving for the Salic one, for Simic. I just think that kind of threw out the window more than anything. It was the player comes on, gets injured, goes straight back off sort of thing. I think that just messed it up a bit. But yeah, I would like to see Simic here, but it's good to see he's in around the first team now, because none of us know exactly what he's going to be like. When he signed, he was told, what was it? It was a board signing, not a club signing. The board had found him and everything. Then he gets sent to Kjortvik, or however you say it.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't play. The manager comes out and says, he's not ready. It's my fault. I brought him in through too quick. He's already. this is someone who's been playing for one of the Red Bull sides regularly, so I don't quite know what's going on there. But if he is come back and he's on the bench, hopefully that means the manager's seen something there, and it is something we can work with. Hopefully that's the case.
Or is it a case of the board have told him he needs to be involved in the squad because they've paid X amount of money for him?
We've heard stories about the board getting involved with certain players going to play and stuff. You hope that's no longer the issue. It's always difficult one though, because again, if you've got Robertson scoring 11 goals, you've got Salic who looks like a handful. He has to be doing something special in training for me to get on that team sheet now. Maybe on the bench, but I think we've overloaded the midfield, so our bench now will be a lot of midfielders.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think it's good to see him in around the side. Maybe a loan spell in League One would have done him good. I mean, I think Ateti didn't play today for both that. He wasn't even on the bench, nothing. So I know Joel Caldwell ends up playing right back most of the time now for Exeter, which is I think is a waste. 60 minutes here, comes on 70 minutes in the game, right back. Eli King started today, which is a rare occurrence for him. So like our loans are not working. I think we should have a recall clause, and we should be putting things in saying they either play X amount of games or you pay us a fee.
Well, clubs do the same to us, I'm sure of it.
They did. Greenwich, Liverpool did it to us years ago with Greenwich on loan. Yeah. You had to play X amount of games where you had to pay a fee. So you had, I think, Craig Bryson at the time on loan with as well. And who sort of like, they rotate them both, they would. So Bryson would get a game here and rest Greenwich, then Greenwich would get 60 minutes, then come off. I just think we got to start doing stuff like that.
Probably much more savvy.
Eli King did score. Martin put a comment there, but Eli King, he did score on Saturday. He came on and scored. He did. We also give a penalty away. He did. So he's just having a tough time. I think he's not playing as much as we all would have wanted him to play. But again, this the loans thing. I don't understand why we call Joe Holloway from Cheltenham. I know people are going to say now League One's a higher standard of football, right? But the jump to League Two and League One is not massive. It's not a big, massive jump. There's not in quality. No disrespect. The bigger jump is League One to the Championship. And you can look at Oxford to see that. You can see Pompey and look at that. The team Plymouth and see it. The teams that come from League One to the Championship, there's a bigger jump. League Two, it's not a big jump from League Two to League One. At League Two, Joel was a starter. He's number 10. He's the main man. That's a different kind of pressure that is to play in regularly. Everyone sees him as the main man now, so he's got to adapt his game for that. I just think it was a poor choice to call him back from that, to put him in Exeter, where they're struggling. And if they are struggling, the first people are going to get dropped are the loan players, because the manager will think, well, it doesn't mean that as much to them. So they'll go back to their club if they get relegated. And then after that, it'll be the youngsters get dropped. So I just don't see why we sent him to Exeter from Cheltenham. I just don't get that.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Cheltenham paying, whether the impact of how much they're paying towards his wages. I can't imagine Joe Cole being on a hell of a lot of money, in fairness. But so the mind boggles. Jumping back to the comments a second. Welcome, Paul, mate. Better late than never. Yes, Arthur, mate. We do remember you.
Yeah.
Welcome, friend. Welcome back, buddy. Yes, you are correct, mate. 3 goals today and a win. We're massive. Interesting comment from Jonathan. Would Symru fit a better penalty than Salic? Penalties are, they are what they are, and a massive credit, by the way, to Hovar for his save, by the way, as well. That was a good save. That was a good save. It was quite a decent hit penalty, I thought. And yeah, I'm well happy for him for that.
Can I just say in a sec? Joe Rawls' penalty, absolute quality. Left foot, top left corner, keeper's getting nowhere near it. The keeper the wrong way for starters, but no keeper's getting near that. That was an absolute quality penalty from Rawls, yeah, it was. I think I set the standard for us, that did. At their end of their fans, well, it shut them up a bit. What a penalty that was. That was absolute quality. Fair play to Rawlsy for that.
Yeah, I'm getting the toss in fairness for to be in front of Ainge and the boys in the away end. So that would be nice for him to have to be there for that. I'm assuming Ainge might have seen a penalty short on his time, but it would be nice for the kids to have seen it that close up, in fairness. Obviously, now I can say that now that obviously Cardiff did win, but yeah. What we got? Yeah, what was the lead? This is not me taking a piss, by the way, but what was the lead?
2-0 to Millwall.
2-0. I realised they'd lost, but they missed a penalty as well. Mate, did you put up did Leeds put their seconds? I suppose Leeds' seconds are still pretty damn good, but did Leeds put their seconds out there for it?
I don't think so. I think Willie Nonto started from. I'll find the lineup from now. But I'm pretty sure they had a half-decent side, did it? So
bit of both half, mate. Still, but apart from Kumas, although I think Leeds United next season, I expect Kumas.
Sam Byron, Cardallo, Ampadu, Struick, Rothwell, Nonto played, Ramazani played. I mean, it's a half-decent side. I think I listened to something earlier about this actually. Troy Deeney was talking about. Did you ever see the playoff final at semis against Leicester?
Buddy.
And he was saying, do you remember Troy Deeney's Watford beat Leicester in the semi-finals of the playoffs? Knockout won a penalty by diving, missed it, and the other end scored.
Oh, that's that old clip of Deeney!
Well, yes, he was saying that he said, there's such a high from the game before, it's impossible to get yourself up for the next game. He knows the final, he can't get up for it. I think it might happen to Leeds today. I mean, the smash a 7-0, again, it's such a high-scoring game, that the next game is just hard to get up for. And all of a sudden you're thinking, well, that's not going to wait today. And then, you know, at the races, you find yourself just going through the motions rather than actually...
See, I think maybe I'm being harsh. I think that's a fucking cop-out, I do. But, like, if you can't get yourself up for 2 games back-to-back and you can't get yourself up for an FA Cup game, then are you really a professional footballer? I think, personally. You see them to us all the time.
You always happens to us. We beat Leeds United in the FA Cup back in the day, 2001, 2002. We lost the next game and to Tranmere. It's just, I suppose it's one of those things where it takes everything out of you. And it's just, you're trying to find something to get a goal for the next one. You just can't. But to be fair to Leeds, I think they just look so good for the league that I know today it's Millwall, and again, they absolutely hate each other. But I think if you say to a Leeds fan now, you're going to win the league this year, or you can beat Millwall, what are you going to take? You're going to win the league. So
100%, mate. Yeah, it's one of those things, mate. And I'm with you. It absolutely baffles me. It does baffle me so much. But I suppose this is why I sit here on a Saturday night, and that professional footballers are having massages and treatments and all that stuff on a Saturday night instead of getting waited on. So that says it all, I suppose, my friend. Nice one. Cheers for dropping by, my friend. Hopefully see you again soon. Make sure you tune in again soon, my friend. Excuse me. So, Christ alive, it's 9:45 already. So should we start talking a little bit about Tuesday? Dare we?
Yeah, if you want. Big game for us. I think this is a 6-pointer. This really is a 6-pointer now. I think if you look at the league, I think we both... I think Pompey lost today, didn't they? So now they're 1 point behind us. If we can win on Tuesday, it's our game in hand, this is. We can go up 34 points in the league all of a sudden then. We're 11 points off the playoffs, which I'm not saying we're aiming for the playoffs, but you're only 11 points to the playoffs. That sounds better than saying you're only 3 points off from the relegation zone. Do you know what I mean?
So we could get possibly 2 trips to Wembley still this season.
Well, you could do, yeah. Three, really. FA Cup semi-final and FA Cup final is 2 trips. Playoff final. And then don't forget, the Charity Shield in start of August then. So
yeah, mate.
4 trips in 1 year.
It's a big year, this is, but
again, I think as a footballer, mentally, if you're going only 11 points off the playoffs, rather than saying, no, we're only 3 points above relegation zone, it's a different mindset again. And I think it's got to be a different way of looking at it, I think. So a must-win, like I said, must-win Tuesday. It's a 6-pointer. Let's keep the teams like Pompey in the relegation battle. Let's drag ourselves out of it. That's what we've got to do. And let's be honest, Pompey are not exactly the fastest side. That back line looks ropey as anything. They play a man on pack in the middle of the pack. Man on pack's got no legs. We know he's got no legs. He had no legs. He played for us. So we need to exploit that with pace and stuff, which is why I think Alves should play. We should have pace out wide as well, and just try and just absolutely smash them, I reckon. Hit them for an early goal and just damage the confidence and get the crowd turn against them.
100%, mate. I absolutely agree. And we'll hear this a lot now over the next few weeks, the 6-point reference, and there's going to be a lot of them, especially this month, I think. Looking at the fixtures and things like that, there's going to be a hell of a lot of 6-pointers coming up. And I agree. Go for blood, literally go for blood and literally get that early goal, get speed kills. That's it, Marty, mate. Ashford, Alves out wide.
Yeah.
Tell you what, they won't know where it is. If Cardiff turn up and go at them from the start with that pace on their way, they'll be looking out. They potentially could get their asses handed to them. And that's what you want. You want that confidence drop from the teams around us. And Jesus Christ, we want to damage not only their goal difference, but better ours massively as well. Because the last thing I'd want, or any fan would want, is for goal difference to be an issue come the end of the season.
Well, the worry is now this.
2 seconds, mate. I'll be back now. Carry on.
Yeah, no, as I say, the February, it looks like a massive month for us. I mean, we've got Pompey, Bristol City home, Plymouth away, and Hull. We've got to pick up at least 9 points to them 4 games, because you look at March and it's like Burnley, Sunderland, Luton, Blackburn. That's the worry, that is. I mean, you're kind of hoping. You look at the fixtures, and I just think this month is massive for us. Our survival is going to count, depending, I think. If we get to 9 points, I think that's a great month, and that can set us off. And nick a draw or something against Burnley, or nick a point against Sunderland, I think. Because the March fixtures just look absolutely dreadful for us. I don't know. That's the worry us all. What's in the comments then?
Sorry about that.
That's right. Just saying us all that this month is massive for us all. I'm saying next month we've got some Burnley, Sunderland, Luton, Blackburn. So this month, the game's coming up, we've got to pick up 9 points at least.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I think we have a successful February. I'm not saying it's done and dusted, but we pick up some big points in Feb. And we can't afford to take our foot off the gas, don't get me wrong, but you'll put us in a hell of a better position come start of March when we start playing Burnley and the other teams that you just mentioned and alike, because you don't want to be battling still come March, April time. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. I mean, 9 points this month now puts us on 40 points. Again, you're looking at 40 points, you look at a different position on the table, you look at mid-table at that point, then, do you know what I mean? And then you can look at things like playoffs and stuff. But you're not going to go, you're going to aim for the playoffs, but to give yourself a target and go, look, if you can get closer to the playoffs, imagine we're going to be next year and stuff. So just get through this month now, 9 points, I reckon, a minimum. If we get 10 points, brilliant. We should be beating Pompey. We should expect to beat Bristol City. We're home. It's a derby game. We should get the stadium rocking for that. We should turn them. Plymouth away. Plymouth are struggling. The Hull game is going to be the ropey one, I think. But you're going to point at home against Hull. 10 points in a month. That's massive. But you know what's being a Cardiff fan? You could lose to Pompey, then smash Bristol and Hull. So
yeah, that would be the Cardiff way. So what we got? There was something I seen earlier. So Pompey have narrowed and shortened their pitch. They'll be very direct. Well, they have to be.
This could benefit us though. So what it's going to do is going to make the pitch compact and tight. So rather than playing ball into space, we have to play the ball over the top now. Play the ball into space and get the wingers making runs. So you got to try to push the ball in behind the defender, get pace on the end of it. That's going to cause them problems. I mean, if they had a wider pitch, it would have forced us to go wide. They could get compact narrow and force us to cross the ball in. That would be better for them. Making the pitch narrow now for us might benefit us because we have got pace and that can exploit them, do you mean? So I think that would benefit us rather than benefit them with this game.
Going back to today's game, interesting comment from JT here. So we had extra sub to use in extra time. No excuse not to play Simic. I mean, would you, again, playing devil's advocate, would you have said that, though, if Sarge had scored his penalty? If Sarge had scored his penalty, I doubt he would have said, like, that would be an issue.
To defend Rhys for this one, right, I think it's extra time, right? You want his target man to hold the ball up and stuff. You do. Simic isn't a target man. He's more of a number 9, looks like he's a smaller guy. So I see why they kept Sarge on. He needs someone to get the ball, hold it up, take a stick out the game, really, win a foul, win a free kick. The extra sub, I was expecting to save that for a midfielder, just to put fresh legs on. Or, because again, in 90 minutes, you've got players who haven't played much. Cramp's going to be a major thing. More likely to get injuries. I think they were saving that in case we needed it for an emergency, do you mean? So I can understand why they didn't do that. But
I agree.
If we win in the game, I think if Darlan doesn't go off injured and we're 2-0 up the second half, Simic comes on, I think.
100%. And no, that's my point, mate, because I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, JT, mate, but I don't know whether you're alluding to the fact that you would have taken on Simic for Sarge, for example, and then Simic may have scored the penalty. But you never know. Like, we don't know if that's the case. Like, you can't think like that, I don't think. And it's one of those things where we'll never know, obviously. And I agree with you, Rhys, mate, because I think it would have been a midfielder, would have been the ideal scenario. But Darlan would have messed all that up as usual. But look, at the end of the day, main thing is we're in the act for Monday.
Yeah, Monday night.
So what I'd like you all to do before we start finishing up, etc., when we have finished up, if you can drop in a prediction for our next opponents in the fifth round, yeah. Question lose my track where I am. And if you do, if you're successful, then Simon will send you a bag of sweets. Not fair enough. No, but yeah, no. If you could do that at the end, guys, and that would be really appreciated. If you could put your predictions in, and for the Pompey game. So yeah, should we do our own sort of predictions then for Portsmouth, mate? While we're at it.
Yeah, if you want. I see the comment there, Sex. I see Pompey have pace. I think it says. So Pompey.
My Poopy has pace after a curry.
I don't think they have pace. I think Josh Murphy's their pace, and Lang maybe, but Matt Ritchie isn't got the legs anymore. He's in his 30s now. He's I don't know, more technical, I'd say, rather than pacey. At the back as well, I don't think there's a lot of pace there. I think we can exploit them. I really do. We got to be beating this game regardless. Narrow pitch, wide pitch, it doesn't matter. We've got to have plans on how to exploit the. To beat them, because that's what we work on all the time. So, but again, this is a good instruction for the league. I think this is now cup runners, and we can play youngsters and give them experience and stuff. My only concern is, say we don't get a Man United, probably or a Chelsea or someone in the next round, he puts a full strength side out, and that's my only concern because I don't expect us to beat the Man United with a full strength side or with a reserve side. But I think certain players need to get the game time. I'd rather rest the first team players and focus on survival. If we are mid-table and we're looking safe, you can play the first team. But while we're fighting relegation, you have to use squad rotation for the FA Cup, no matter who we're playing against.
Wait, do you know what date the next round is, by any chance?
I'm not sure what the weekend is going to be. Probably.
Is it Feb or March?
I reckon it'll probably be, probably February, I think, because we've got games being moved already for this month, because the Hull game was moved for this month now because it should have been today. So it'll probably be March. I wouldn't mind. Well, it's a tough one because, again, you got Preston and Millwall, right? Like someone's comment there. And I think
we ain't getting Chelsea, mate, because Brighton have just knocked them out.
But that's what I mean. I did. Again, Brighton. Do you risk the first team when you fight the relegation and risk injury and tiredness? Because again, one game will be moved for this now for a Tuesday night game. And I will likely be like Sheffield United away or something. And we'll have to travel up there on a Tuesday night. So
Newcastle away.
Yeah, exactly. Do you risk the first team then? So you don't really want to get pressed on the middle wall because you don't want to get dumped out. Get this fag get dumped out by a team like that. You do want a big side. Obviously, you always want to see the big sides. But I just think it's one of those. I don't know. It's a nice problem to have. I suppose
it is, mate. And I love the FA Cup. I love what it's all about. But be a reality check as well, and that it's too much of a gamble to put all eggs in that basket for a night to do the FA Cup when we've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. Oh, cheers, Martin, mate. Paul, sorry. 5th round proper, Saturday 1st of March, so potentially a game on a Thursday or Friday, knowing what the television on is like.
Hopefully Friday night under the floodlights against a Man United as Man City or something like that. I mean, get the place rocking. Again, get absolutely bouncing to Cardiff. These players have played all over the world, but they want to play the place at Cardiff. Get it absolutely rocking, and let's just get stuck into them.
100%, my friend. Well, we've already gone one step further, Damien, mate. So get those bragging rights in. Jesus Christ, it's 10 o'clock. Oh, hello, we got you, Joshua, mate. My cousin's a massive United fan, so I'd love to draw them and send them home crying. That's the kind of family love I love to read. That's what it's all about.
To be fair, next season will be fun, won't it? When you see United playing Preston in the Championship, and then United playing Blackburn in the Championship.
Oh, Christ. Right. On that note, then, give me some predictions for Tuesday, my friend.
2-0 Cardiff, I'll go for.
Do you have any scores?
I don't know who's scored, but it'll be 2-0 Cardiff. We'll get an early goal, then a second half goal. I want to say Alves will score and Robertson will score.
There we go. Oh, do you know what? It makes me really sad. I know I don't do these Saturday shows very often, but those of you who watch the Flower Hour, unfortunately, I cannot say Damien Seal to score. It does make me really sad inside. So I'm going to go 1-0 Cardiff. Dimmy to score. And when Dimmy scores, he's going to lift his... I won't lift my top up because my girl's cancelled. But he's going to lift his top up and he's going to have a I Heart CEO on his vest underneath him. And I'll be like a CEO goal as well then. So that's what I want in my life.
So say it's like old school Babe Station there then, trying to lift your top up.
I know. But the nip slip coming in like... Probably got bigger tits than them on there, in fairness. Right. Well, I'm wrapping up, Ed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Like I said, if you could all put your predictions for the game on Tuesday and chuck some predictions who you think or maybe who you want in the next round of the FA Cup after the stream has ended, it'd be massively appreciated. And
don't forget the live event as well. We've got a live event coming up in April. April 25th. April 25th, playing Loovens night. Massive night. Again, fantastic night. £10 ticket as well. Again, it's cheap as chips. There's limited tickets left, so if you do want one, message Si or message one of us. Send a message or something, and Si will get back to you, showing you how to get a ticket. So make sure, just well worth it, I reckon. I love these nights out. We all sit together, everyone has a laugh. It's all like when the Cardiff fans. Everyone knows. If you don't know each other, if you're on your own, we're all there. Just come sit with us, talk to us. Again, you're not on your own, and it's just great. It is, honestly.
Yeah, it was said. You bang on, mate. Those nights are special. The price is very, very, very good. The venue is class. Splott Cons, big up Splott Cons, quality place. They always look after us and look after everyone who's there. It's always well run. So yeah, highly recommend it. But yeah, 100% agree. Check it out. I think it's been selling quite well by all accounts, which I'm not surprised about. These shows, the site does get a lot of traction. So be sure to check them out. while you're checking stuff out, as you've seen across the bottom of the screen throughout the show, don't forget to join up and become an Ace Podcast Nation member. We get early access to shows like, say, Glenn Loovens Night. Also extra Patreon shows on a Monday where we do myself usually, and, well, it could be anybody with me. It could be Rhys Rivers, could be Rhys Pycroft, could be Ainge, could be Si, could be myself. We do some shows and we talk about whatever you want. Like, literally, like we did last Monday, I did Transfer Deadline Day, and I went the full shebang. I put a shirt on, I found myself a gold tie, and I went for it hard, and I loved it. It was good fun. Si does some extra watch-along shows, or some classic watch-along shows, I should say, as well. On a Thursday, I think he does them. Yeah. Every now and again. Last week, he had one with Andy Campbell. Not entirely sure of the show he did, but one can only imagine what show it probably was, what game it actually was, if he was doing it with Andy Campbell, in fairness for that. Don't forget to ask the time.
Pompey, because I saw a reference to Cardiff fans stealing the clock from Pompey.
Oh, I got lost. See, I terribly get distracted. This is why I'm useless at doing this hosting malarkey. I get distracted. Like, I should put the comments away until I actually want to look up. So I can start looking at what people are saying. But anyway, coming up in this week, Si will be doing something tomorrow. It's the breakdown he does on a Sunday.
Yeah.
He has a nervous breakdown on a Sunday, so make sure you can watch him live, going through the stages of his breakdown. It's good fun. It's always nice to see a grown man have a nervous breakdown on a live event. Monday, Patreon show. Tuesday is the new Flower Hour. However, given that Cardiff are on Tuesday, I don't think there'll be one. There might be a reaction show later on potentially, but watch your socials, etc., and we'll keep you updated. And then there's a bunch of stuff that's coming up that we don't really care about because it doesn't involve me during the week. But thank you all so much for joining. Lovely interaction from you all. Lovely to see Arthur, the Leeds fan, back in attendance. So thank you for that, man. Even though he's gone and I'm dead to him now because he's watching boxing. But thank you all for joining. And good night. God bless. And you're doing me a favour, even though it's not that show.
Have a flower.
Yeah, boy.